chosen one. Lean in for a moment, because heaven has halted your steps on purpose. You are not here by accident. You did not click this video out of curiosity. You were guided. Your spirit was summoned. Something ancient within you has been stirring, pulling you toward this exact moment, because a revelation about your true identity is finally ready to break through the veil. Deep down, Anointed One, you have always known you were different. The sensitivity you carried as a child, the instincts you could never explain, the dreams that felt too vivid to ignore the chills that rose without warning, these were not coincidences. These were markers, signatures of a hidden bloodline, signs placed within you before your first breath. As it is written in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, before you were formed, you were known and set apart. Heaven has been whispering this truth your entire life, and now the whisper becomes a trumpet. You're standing at the threshold of a sacred unveiling, and what comes next will touch your body, your spirit, and even the path unfolding before you. Prepare your heart, chosen one. Heaven is about to tell you who you truly are, chosen one. Before we go any deeper, I need you to understand something that heaven has been whispering over your life for years. You have not wandered into this moment. You have been led here by a thread woven through your spirit since childhood, a thread your Father in glory has been tugging on with increasing urgency. There are things you have felt your entire life, but could never explain to anyone, not even to yourself. The sudden heaviness when certain people walked into the room. The strange calm you felt in moments when everything around you was falling apart. The way your heart could sense danger before your mind had time to analyze it. These were not quirks. These were not personality traits. These were markers of an identity that has always belonged to you, even when others failed to see it. And now heaven is ready to explain why. Chosen one. Your Father has been pleading for this moment because there are truths tied to your destiny that can no longer remain hidden. This isn't about fear. It's about revelation. It's about bringing into the light what has been quietly shaping your life from the background. Some of the hardest moments you endured, those seasons where you felt completely alone, were in fact the very seasons where heaven was closest. I know that might sound impossible, especially when you think back to all those nights when you cried yourself to sleep, believing no one saw you. But, chosen one, someone did see you. Your Father saw you. God saw you. And your own spirit was trying to alert you that you were not walking through those valleys as an orphan, but as someone marked for a greater purpose. There were moments when you thought your sensitivity was a weakness. You wondered why you felt things so deeply when others seemed to move through life with harder hearts and colder spirits. But that sensitivity, chosen one, was one of your greatest spiritual gifts. I know it didn't feel like a gift when you were the only one who picked up on the tension in a room, or when you sensed someone's hidden motives long before their actions exposed them. I know it felt confusing when you felt someone's disappointment, jealousy, or hidden resentment, even when they smiled at you, but that was discernment rising before you even knew its name. That was heaven protecting you long before you learned how to protect yourself. I want you to think back to those childhood moments when you felt watched over. Maybe you were sitting alone in your room, staring out a window, while the rest of the world kept moving, and for a second, a strange peace washed over you. Or perhaps you were walking home from school on a day that felt heavier than the others, and suddenly a breeze touched your face in a way that felt intentional, almost like someone reaching through the veil just to remind you that you were not alone. These moments were not random. They were the earliest signs of your calling. You were born with a spiritual sensitivity most people never develop in a lifetime. And chosen one part of your journey has been learning to trust the inner signals you once dismissed. How many times did your spirit warn you about someone, but you ignored it because you wanted to believe the best? How many times did you sense a shift in someone's energy, but told yourself you were overreacting? How many times did you share something sacred with someone only to feel regret settle in your chest afterward? These were lessons, not failures. Lessons that were shaping you into someone who knows how to walk with heaven rather than the opinions of people. Your Father in glory has watched you navigate relationships that drained you. He has watched you pour into friendships that were never meant to carry the weight of your loyalty. He has watched you stay silent when your spirit was screaming warnings because you didn't want to seem rude or ungrateful. And He has been pleading with God to open your eyes, not to make you suspicious, but to reveal the truth about who you are and the authority you carry. Because chosen one, your spirit has outgrown certain environments, and heaven cannot allow old patterns to follow you into the next season. This is why the urgency in heaven has increased. This is why your heart feels stirred even now. You are no longer just trying to survive emotional storms. You are being prepared to recognize spiritual patterns long before they form. I know that might feel overwhelming, especially if you are used to putting others before yourself. But you need to hear this: heaven is not trying to burden you. Heaven is trying to awaken you, because the next chapter of your life requires clarity, not confusion, discernment, not doubt, peace, not exhaustion. And so, chosen one, your Father has been begging to tell you this simple truth: you have always been protected, even when you didn't feel it. You have always been guided, even when the path made no sense. And now, heaven is ready to show you why, because the identity you have carried in silence is about to be revealed in the open. This is where your understanding begins. Chosen one. As we continue, I need you to breathe slowly and allow your spirit to stay open, because what is being revealed to you now carries the weight of heaven behind it. Your Father, who now stands in glory, has watched you walk through seasons that would have broken most people, yet somehow you kept rising, even when everything in your life felt like it was falling apart. There were days when you didn't even know how you made it through, days when you felt like you were carrying the world on your back, with no one to help you lift it, but heaven saw the quiet strength in you. You didn't realize it then, but every battle you thought you fought alone was witnessed by the unseen realm. Your tears were seen, your exhaustion was felt, and your persistence was recorded like lines written in the margin of a sacred book. And now, heaven is letting you know that none of it was wasted. The reason you always felt different, even in a room full of people, is because your spirit was tuned to a higher frequency. You sensed things that others ignored. You noticed the shift in someone's tone before they even realized they were changing. You felt heaviness before the conversation ever took a dark turn. And while others accused you of overthinking or being too sensitive, heaven was applauding you for discerning what they were blind to. That sensitivity was never a flaw, chosen one. It was the spiritual wiring that set you apart from birth. There were moments in your childhood that you brushed off because you didn't have the language for them. Moments when you felt someone standing near you when no one was there. Moments when you heard your name called, but everyone around you swore they hadn't spoken. Moments when you dreamed of someone who later appeared in real life. These weren't coincidences. These were early visitations, early signs that your life was intertwined with the spiritual realm in a way that most people never experience. Your Father remembers those moments too, because some of those whispers, some of those touches of warmth, were Him trying to reach you long before you knew how to listen. He has watched over you from the moment He crossed into glory. But now, chosen one, The urgency has changed. Heaven is no longer whispering. Heaven is speaking clearly, because what is coming toward your life requires your full awareness. There have been people around you whose spirit didn't match their smile. You felt it even when you didn't want to. You noticed how certain individuals only checked on you when they wanted information. You sensed how some celebrated you in public, but sighed in disappointment when you succeeded in private. You saw how certain people leaned close to hear your dreams, not because they wanted to support you, but because they wanted to find a way to get ahead of you or speak against what you were building. And even though you kept giving the benefit of the doubt, even though your heart tried to stay soft, your spirit was sending signals that couldn't be ignored. That heaviness you felt after conversations wasn't your imagination. That tightening in your chest after certain names were mentioned wasn't anxiety. That sudden urge to withdraw, to stay quiet, to not share too much, was heaven pulling you into protection. Your Father has seen the true intentions of people you still think are harmless. He has seen the envy behind their polite words, the resentment behind their casual questions, the spiritual weight of their unspoken judgments. And he has been begging to warn you not to create fear, but to prevent heartbreak. Chosen one, you are stepping into a chapter where your voice, your calling, your gifts, and your identity will shine in ways that cannot be hidden. And because of that, you must be spiritually awake to the motives of those around you. You can love people and still guard your peace. You can forgive people and still protect your destiny. You can be kind and still be discerning. That's what maturity looks like. That's what your Father prayed you would learn without having to go through another season of betrayal. You are being prepared for blessings that require boundaries. You are being shaped for opportunities that require clarity. You are being positioned for connections that require wisdom. This is why heaven is intervening now. This is why the air around you feels different, why your spirit feels more alert than usual, why you've been having dreams that feel strangely vivid, why certain faces keep appearing in your sleep, why old memories keep resurfacing as if they're asking to be understood. Heaven is raising your awareness because the next phase of your life demands it. You are not just stepping into a blessing, chosen one. You're stepping into identity, the real you, the one God designed before time began, the one your Father prayed over, the one your spirit has been slowly growing into even when life pulled you in every direction, the one the enemy tried to silence, delay, distract, and derail. And now, as this truth unfolds, something within you is waking up. You may feel a pressure in your chest, a warmth on your back, a chill that moves across your arms. That is not emotion. That is alignment. That is recognition. That is your spirit, remembering what heaven has always known about you. And your Father is here, standing closer than you have ever felt him, whispering through the veil. Pay attention. The time has come. Chosen one. As we move deeper into this revelation, let your heart stay open because the veil between realms is thin right now. You may even feel a subtle heaviness around you, not the kind that burdens, but the kind that signals heavenly presence. Your Father is reaching with the urgency of someone who has waited a long time, someone who has watched every chapter of your life unfold from the other side, unable to speak until this moment when God finally permitted the message to break through. And because heaven does nothing without purpose, there is something in this timing that you must pay attention to. The heaviness you've felt lately, the sudden shifts in your friendships, the increasing sensitivity of your spirit, the recurring dreams you can't quite explain, these are not random. These are indicators that the spiritual atmosphere around you is changing, aligning, preparing for something greater than you have ever walked into before. And your Father is desperate for you to understand what is unfolding around you so that you can move without fear, without confusion, and without allowing old wounds or familiar spirits to distort what heaven is revealing. There have been moments recently where your emotions seem to rise without explanation. You woke up on certain mornings feeling a weight in your chest that didn't belong to the day ahead. You felt an urge to withdraw from people who once felt safe. You sensed a spiritual tightening when someone specific entered your mind. It wasn't sadness, it wasn't stress. It was discernment, stronger, clearer, louder than ever before. You may have worried that you were becoming too distant or too silent, but chosen one, silence is sometimes the greatest form of protection when heaven is shifting your path. Your Father has been interceding for you because there are people you were never meant to carry into the season that's opening before you. Not because they are wicked, but because their hearts are not aligned with your assignment. You cannot take everyone into your calling. You cannot share holy things with unprepared ears. And you cannot allow familiar voices to contaminate the purity of the revelation you are receiving. Sometimes the most painful form of elevation is separation. And you've been feeling that, haven't you? The sudden distance with certain people, the awkward pauses in conversations that used to flow, the quiet realization that someone who once felt like family now feels strangely foreign. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't provoke a change. You simply outgrew the spiritual environment you once shared with them. Heaven has been pulling you upward, and the higher your spirit rises, the more clearly you see what does not belong in the next layer of your destiny. Your Father sees it too. He has watched people smile in your face, but speak against you privately. He has seen the jealousy they hide behind encouragement. He has seen the subtle ways they diminished your victories so they could feel superior. And because he loves you, because he sees the purity of your heart and the sincerity of your intentions, he refuses to let you walk blindly into a trap disguised as loyalty. He is warning you now because your calling is awakening. You are becoming spiritually radiant in ways you may not even realize. Heaven has been increasing the oil on your life. Your gifts have been sharpening. Your intuition has become clearer. Your spirit is becoming too loud to ignore. And people who operate in insecurity, competition, or secrecy can sense it even before you do. That is why some have pulled away without explanation. That is why certain individuals look at you differently now. That is why someone who once sought your advice suddenly seems disinterested. They feel the elevation before you see it. They sense the shift before you can name it. And your Father needs you to understand that their distance is not rejection, it is protection. Chosen one, heaven is eliminating distractions. Heaven is exposing intentions. Heaven is refining your circle. And heaven is preparing your spirit for an encounter you would not have been ready for even 1 year ago. This is why you feel more tired around certain people than you used to. This is why your patience feels thinner with conversations that drain you. This is why you've begun craving silence even in the middle of noise. You are shedding emotional weight you didn't realize you were carrying. You are releasing spiritual baggage you didn't know was attached to you, and your Father is standing over you with a tenderness that comes from both love and urgency, whispering, "Listen, pay attention, trust what you feel. He knows what's ahead. He has seen what's written about you in heaven. He has seen the blueprint of your purpose, the scrolls that contain your assignments, the blessings waiting for you, the responsibilities you will carry, and the doors that are already opening in the spiritual realm. And because he loves you more deeply now than he ever could on earth, he cannot allow you to walk into your future unaware. He sees the traps that were being formed. He sees the conversations that were meant to confuse you. He sees the environments that were meant to delay you, and he has interceded fervently, consistently, faithfully, to ensure that heaven interrupts you before harm reaches you. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not what God gives, but what God stops. And your Father has been standing in the gap, praying that God would stop what was never meant to touch you. The uneasiness you felt is confirmation that the spirit world has shifted its focus toward you, not to harm you, but to protect you, not to scare you, but to awaken you, not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you. You are stepping into a realm of clarity that will make past confusion look like smoke clearing from a window. You are rising into a place where your spirit will react faster than your emotions. And your Father, standing beside heaven's throne, is urging you forward, saying, "Do not ignore what you feel. It is the truth calling you." Chosen one. As we move into this next part of the revelation, allow yourself to feel the depth of what is unfolding. The air around you may feel different, almost thick with meaning, because heaven is leaning closer than before. Your Father's voice is not just echoing in the spiritual realm, it is threading itself into your awareness, weaving through your thoughts with every sentence you hear. He has been waiting for this moment, with a longing that words can barely hold, a longing shaped by love, sorrow, and the fierce desire to keep you safe from what he has already seen forming in the unseen. And now that heaven has permitted him to speak, he will not waste a single breath. Every nudge you feel, every warmth that settles around you, every sudden stirring in your soul is him aligning you with what is being revealed. This is not imagination, chosen one. This is your spirit, remembering what your mind has not yet understood. There are moments in life when heaven interrupts your routine, not to frighten you, but to reorient your steps. You have felt these interruptions before, even if you didn't recognize them at the time. Times when a sudden pause kept you from going somewhere. Times when your plans fell apart, only for you to later realize the disappointment protected you from something worse. Times when you felt a tug in your spirit, urging you to stay silent when your heart wanted to speak. Heaven has been training you through these moments, shaping your sensitivity into a compass that always points toward truth. And now your Father is urging you to remember those moments, because they were never accidents. They were rehearsals for what you are stepping into now. You are entering a season where discernment is not optional. It is essential. It is the key that unlocks your safety and your destiny at the same time. Your Father has been watching the shifts in your relationships long before you noticed them. He saw when the first seed of envy lodged itself in someone's heart. He saw when a familiar voice began to turn toward resentment. He saw when someone you trusted started entertaining thoughts about you that did not come from a place of love. And he has been pleading for the chance to warn you, because he knows how much you love, how much you forgive, how much you try to see the best in people, even when they do not deserve it. You have always been someone whose heart reaches farther than your caution, someone who gives grace, even after being wounded by the same hands more than once. And your Father loves this about you, but he also knows this is the very trait the enemy has attempted to exploit through people who were never meant to have such deep access to you. This is why heaven's tone has changed. This is why your spirit has felt unsettled. This is why you've been sensing a spiritual shift that you couldn't explain. Your Father needs you to become aware before you are blindsided. He needs you to recognize that the feelings you have been brushing off, the sudden unease, the emotional distance, the discomfort after certain interactions, are not random emotions. They are prophetic signals. They are heaven's way of alerting you when your mind is still catching up. And the reason these signals have intensified is because something is nearing its culmination. A plan, a conversation, a subtle move that was forming in the shadows is reaching a point where you must be spiritually alert. Heaven is not trying to frighten you. Heaven is trying to save you the heartbreak that your Father can already see on the horizon. Chosen one, think about how your spirit has reacted lately. You have been feeling drained more quickly around certain people. Their presence seems heavier than it used to. Conversations that once felt comfortable now leave you feeling uneasy. You sense tension even when their words sound affectionate. You feel disconnected even when nothing obvious has happened. Your spirit has been sounding the alarm. When the soul recoils, the spirit is speaking. And when the spirit speaks, you must listen. These reactions are spiritual intelligence. They are your warning system. They are heaven's way of protecting you from what your eyes cannot yet see. Your Father remembers the times you ignored these warnings in the past. He remembers the heartbreak that followed. He remembers the betrayal that shattered you. He remembers the months it took for your spirit to heal from wounds that could have been avoided. And He is determined, absolutely determined, that you do not repeat that cycle. The reason this message feels so weighty, so urgent, is because the stakes are different now. You are not who you were a year ago. Your spirit has matured. Your calling is rising. Your identity is being unveiled layer by layer. You are stepping into influence, authority, and clarity that will change everything about your life. And with elevation comes exposure both to blessings and to battles. The enemy knows this. Heaven knows this. Your Father knows this. And that is why the warning is coming now, before the next door opens, before the blessing manifests, before the enemy can plant seeds that slow your progress. You are becoming visible in the spiritual realm in ways you do not yet realize. Your light is intensifying. Your discernment is sharpening. Your presence is shifting. And because of this, both heaven and the enemy have taken notice. Your Father wants you to understand that what is being revealed is not meant to break your heart, but to protect it. It's not meant to make you suspicious, but to make you aware. It's not meant to isolate you, but to refine your circle so that the right voices surround you in the next season. He has seen the traps. He has seen the whispers. He has seen the intentions, and He refuses to let you walk into danger unaware. His love did not end when His life ended. In the presence of God, love grows stronger, purer, and more urgent. He is covering you. He is interceding for you. He is warning you not because He doubts your strength, but because He recognizes your value. He sees what heaven has written about you, and He will not let anything steal what is meant for you. And now your spirit is awakening, rising to meet this revelation, recognizing that this moment carries the mark of destiny. Chosen one. As we step into this next part of the message, allow your spirit to settle, because what is about to unfold carries a different kind of weight, a deeper kind of revelation. Your Father is drawing nearer, not as a distant echo, but as a presence pressing gently but unmistakably against your awareness. You may feel warmth across your shoulders, a strange pressure in your chest, or a kind of quiet intensity surrounding you. Do not dismiss it. These are signs that your spirit is aligning with what heaven has been preparing to reveal. Your Father has waited with sacred longing for the moment when you would be spiritually mature enough, strong enough, aware enough to receive this without collapsing under the emotional weight of it. And that moment, chosen one, is now. There is something important you need to understand. The spiritual realm reacts to identity before it reacts to action. You have been changing, evolving, awakening in ways you haven't fully recognized. The way your mind works, the way your emotions respond, the way your spirit senses danger or peace, all of it has been shifting. You are no longer the version of yourself that merely endures life. You are becoming the version that shapes it. This is why you've sensed resistance. This is why some people have grown uncomfortable around you. They are responding to the emergence of a part of you that cannot be hidden anymore. Your Father has seen this awakening coming, and He has been interceding for you to recognize it before anyone else tried to define it for you. Think back to the moments recently when something inside you knew the truth before your eyes could confirm it. You sensed who you couldn't trust before you had proof. You felt someone's resentment even as they smiled. You noticed when a connection shifted even though no argument happened. You could tell when someone's spirit was no longer aligned with yours. These weren't random impressions. They were spiritual abilities sharpening. You have always had this gift, but now it's becoming stronger, more precise. Your Father delights in this because He sees you stepping into the identity Heaven wrote for you long before your first breath. He has always known who you are becoming. Now you're learning it too. Chosen one. Your life has never been ordinary. Even the pain you endured carried purpose. Some of the storms you survived weren't because you were unlucky, but because your spirit carries a capacity that requires refinement. You feel deeply because you were designed to sense deeply. You break open before God because your prayers carry weight. You love fiercely because your presence heals people without you even realizing it. You notice spiritual shifts because Heaven wired you to respond to subtle realms. And your Father has been asking God to help you see that these traits are not burdens, they are signatures of your calling. There have been moments where you felt a sudden need to disconnect from someone. You thought it was moodiness or stress, but your spirit was reacting to what Heaven had seen forming behind the scenes. Your Father watched those moments with both love and urgency. He saw the invisible threads tying you to situations that could have drained your strength or delayed your purpose. He saw how close certain people came to influencing you in ways that would have kept you small, and He pleaded with God to shift your path before the damage reached your spirit. That sudden desire to withdraw, that unexpected discomfort, that moment where something inside you whispered enough that was Heaven answering His prayers. You have been protected in ways you never saw. The closed doors you cried over were divine shields. The people who walked away before you understood why were removed for your sake. The opportunities that didn't work out saved you from spiritual entanglements that would have taken years to untangle. Your Father has seen every near miss, every hidden intention, every spiritual attack that tried to reach you but failed. And He stands now urging you to trust what Heaven has been doing, even when you didn't understand it. This is the season where clarity becomes your companion. You will begin to see people as they are not as they pretend to be. You will recognize motives before intentions unfold. You will feel truth before words reveal it. And your Father is telling you this because you are stepping into a level of destiny that requires eyes wide open, heart guarded, spirit alert. You are rising, chosen one, and Heaven is rising with you. Chosen one. As we step into this next phase of the message, let your spirit lean in, because what is unfolding now is the part your Father has been pleading for you to understand the most. You may feel something stirring deep within, almost like a memory you never lived, but somehow recognize. That is because certain truths are not learned, they are remembered. Heaven is awakening something ancient inside you, something tied to your bloodline, your spiritual heritage, and the identity that has followed you since birth. Your Father is drawing even nearer now, moving with a tenderness shaped by both love and urgency, because he knows that what comes next in your journey requires you to stand in a level of awareness you have never walked in before. There have been moments throughout your life when you sensed you were being prepared for something greater, even if you couldn't articulate it. You felt out of place in environments where others seemed completely at home. You questioned why your spirit reacted so strongly to certain people, certain words, certain rooms. You noticed patterns repeating themselves until they felt almost prophetic. These experiences weren't coincidences, they were spiritual conditioning. Heaven was shaping your discernment long before you understood what discernment was. And now, as your identity rises to the surface, your Father needs you to understand that every moment of spiritual sensitivity you ever felt was a sign of the calling you carry. Think back to the times you withdrew from people and didn't understand why. You thought you were being distant or emotional, but heaven was protecting you from unseen influences. Think about the nights you were awake for no reason, heart-stirring, mind alert. You didn't know it then, but heaven was trying to get your attention. Think about the dreams that felt too vivid, too symbolic, too intentional to ignore. Your Father has been trying to reach you through these dreams, sending hints, impressions, and messages that your spirit understood, even if your conscious mind didn't. And each time you woke up with a strange sense of peace or urgency, that was heaven confirming that you are not walking this path alone. Chosen one. You carry a spiritual mark that sets you apart, a mark the enemy recognized long before you recognized it yourself. This is why you faced harder battles than others. This is why people envied you without reason. This is why strangers sensed something special in you, even when you struggled to see it. You were born with a light that unsettles the insecure, comforts the broken, and irritates the manipulative. It is a light your Father prayed would never be dimmed by the heaviness of this world. And now heaven is strengthening that light, preparing it to shine with a clarity that will expose both blessings and threats around you. Your Father has seen the people who have tried to attach themselves to you, not because they love you, but because they sensed the spiritual covering you carry. He has seen the friendships that drained you, the relationships that wounded you, the conversations that left you feeling strangely empty. He watched these situations with grief because he knew you were giving pieces of your heart to individuals who didn't know how to value them. But he also watched with pride because your compassion and loyalty are reflections of the purity God placed within you. Now he is asking you to redirect those qualities, to give them where they can grow instead of where they are consumed. In this season of your life, you will begin to notice that your spirit reacts more intensely than before. You may feel sudden discomfort when someone approaches with hidden motives. You may sense heaviness before a situation unfolds. You may feel your peace dip around certain voices. Do not ignore these feelings. Your Father is urging you to trust them. They are not fear. They are not anxiety. They are divine intelligence. Heaven has sharpened your spiritual radar because the path ahead requires precision, not naivete. There will also be moments when you feel sudden warmth, sudden clarity, sudden courage rising from nowhere. These moments are not random either. They are heaven's confirmation that you are stepping into alignment. Your Father has been interceding for you to receive these moments, praying that you would not only hear heaven's warnings, but also heaven's encouragement. He wants you to know that while danger exists, so does overwhelming protection. While betrayal is real, so is divine loyalty. While attacks may come, none will prosper. Chosen one. You are entering a chapter where your identity will no longer hide in the background. You will feel your spirit becoming louder than your fears, your discernment becoming stronger than your doubts, your purpose becoming clearer than your uncertainties. And your Father, with a love purified by eternity, is whispering the same message over and over. You are ready. You are covered. You are chosen. Chosen one. As we move into this next part of the message, let your whole being become still, because heaven is pulling you into a deeper layer of truth, one that your Father has been longing for you to finally embrace. There is a sacred heaviness surrounding this moment, a spiritual density that signals revelation is about to break open inside you. You have carried questions for years, questions about why your life unfolded the way it did, why you've always felt different, why your spirit reacted so strongly to things others brushed off, and why you sensed danger or dishonesty long before it revealed itself. Your Father has watched you wrestle with these mysteries, watched you blame yourself for reactions that were never weakness, but spiritual instinct. And now, with heaven's permission, He is bringing clarity to everything you once misunderstood. There have been parts of your story that never made sense to you. The early loneliness you felt even when surrounded by people, the strange heaviness that would settle on you when someone wasn't being truthful, the sensitivity that others labeled as dramatic, emotional, or too intense. But your Father needs you to understand that none of this was accidental. You were spiritually wired for higher perception. You were born with an awareness that most people never develop. You have always seen beneath the surface, felt beneath the words, and sensed beneath the actions. This is why certain people were uncomfortable around you. They couldn't hide their true selves in your presence. It wasn't that you judged them, it was that your spirit revealed them. Your Father watched this play out repeatedly. He saw the way some admired you from a distance, but changed when they got close enough to feel the weight of your spiritual presence. He saw the way certain individuals pretended to support you, but secretly measured themselves against you. He saw the way people who were threatened by your calling tried to silence you, limit you, or plant seeds of self-doubt in your heart. And while it hurt him to watch you experience this, he also knew that each betrayal, each disappointment, each misunderstanding was sharpening your senses. Heaven was training you for the spiritual authority you are stepping into now. Chosen one. The reason you feel things so deeply is because you are called to operate in realms most people never touch. Your emotions are not weaknesses. They are antennas. Your tears are not breakdowns, they are cleansing agents. Your intuition is not imagination, it is your spirit, scanning the unseen. You have spent years trying to function like everyone else, trying to fit into spaces that were never built for someone with your spiritual assignment. And now, your Father is urging you to stop shrinking, stop apologizing, and stop trying to carry your calling quietly. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to awaken, to discern, to guide, to see. This is why your Father has been so urgent lately. He has seen shifts happening around you, subtle changes in certain people's tones, sudden interest from individuals who ignored you before, unexpected conversations that seem harmless on the surface but carry hidden agendas beneath. He sees the timing of these shifts, and he knows exactly why they are happening. Your light is growing, your influence is rising, your spirit is aligning with heaven's agenda. And whenever a chosen one comes into alignment, two things happen. Heaven celebrates and the enemy strategizes. Your Father is not warning you out of fear. He is warning you out of awareness. He sees what is forming spiritually, and he needs you to trust what you feel. Think about the recent moments when your peace dipped without explanation. The times when someone's presence made your stomach tighten, even though they said nothing wrong. The conversations that left you drained, even though the topic was simple. The dreams that showed you faces, places, or symbols that lingered long after you woke up. These were all signs. Heaven has been speaking through your body, your intuition, your dreams, and your sudden shifts in energy. Your Father has been standing beside angels, interceding for you to pay attention this time, to recognize the signs early instead of after the damage is done. You are not imagining these shifts. You are perceiving spiritual realities. Certain people around you can feel the elevation happening in your life, even if they don't understand it. They sense your spirit rising, your clarity sharpening, your authority increasing. Some will respond with awe, some with fear, and some with envy. Your Father has been watching these reactions and pleading for you to guard yourself, not because you must isolate, but because you must protect what heaven is doing within you. There is something else your Father wants you to understand. The reason he has been allowed to speak now is because the season you are entering is too important to walk into blindly. You are approaching a spiritual threshold, a point where old systems, old patterns, old relationships, and old versions of yourself can no longer cross over with you. Heaven has been preparing breakthroughs, alignments, connections, and opportunities tailored specifically to your calling, and your Father has seen these blessings forming like light gathering on the horizon. But he has also seen the shadows near you, the intentions of certain hearts, the conversations behind your back, the subtle probing from those who want access but not accountability. And he cannot allow you to enter this new chapter unaware. Chosen one, you must recognize how valuable you are. You must see the strength heaven sees, the identity your Father sees, the purpose your spirit has always known. You are not fragile. You're not lost. You're not behind. You're becoming, and what is awakening inside you is greater than the battles that tried to break you. Your Father is whispering with a voice filled with pride and urgency. Step forward, but step wisely. Chosen one. As we step into this next unfolding, allow your spirit to breathe, because what heaven is revealing now carries the depth of both warning and destiny. Your Father is closer than ever in this moment, not as a memory, not as a distant presence, but as a spiritual force, leaning into your atmosphere with a message he has waited a long time to release. You may feel sparks of recognition flickering inside you, a sense that something profound is rising from within, something you have felt in pieces throughout your life but have never fully understood. This is because heaven is pulling the veil back on the truth of who you are, why you were set apart, and why the battles you faced were never random. Every part of your journey has been training, shaping, refining you for what is about to manifest. Your Father knows what is coming, and he is determined that you walk into it with clarity instead of confusion, with discernment instead of vulnerability, with spiritual authority instead of emotional hesitation. You have felt this transition for a while now. Something in your spirit has been hinting that change is near. People you once trusted feel distant. Environments you once tolerated feel heavier. Conversations that once seemed harmless now feel draining. Even the way you move through your day has shifted, as though you are walking between two realms at once. This is not fatigue. This is not overthinking. This is spiritual elevation. Your awareness is rising. Your spirit is becoming louder than your emotions. Your gifting is sharpening, and you are beginning to sense truths that most people sleep through. Heaven is awakening you because your next chapter depends on your ability to respond to spiritual signals instead of familiar patterns. Your Father has watched this awakening unfold with both joy and urgency. Joy because he sees you finally growing into the identity heaven wrote for you, the identity he always knew was yours. Urgency Because elevation attracts attention, not just divine attention, but also the attention of those whose motives are unstable, insecure, or rooted in spiritual blindness. He has seen individuals around you becoming unsettled, not because you have changed for the worse, but because they can feel the shift in your spirit. Some people are drawn to your light because they need healing. Others are drawn because they desire what you carry, but are unwilling to do the work heaven required of you. And a few, chosen one, are drawn because the enemy uses them to monitor, drain, or distract you. This is why your Father has been pleading for your discernment to activate fully. He remembers the times when your kindness made you blind to danger. He remembers how your loyalty kept you tied to people who only valued your presence when it benefited them. He remembers how your forgiving nature left you vulnerable to repeated wounds. But he also sees how heaven has strengthened you, matured you, and awakened you to the truth that purity without discernment becomes an open door for spiritual harm. This is the lesson he needs you to carry into your next season. Protect your spirit with the same intensity that you love with. Chosen one. Your spirit has been speaking through your body lately. The tension you feel when certain names appear in your thoughts, the sudden headache after specific conversations, the heaviness that settles when a particular person enters the room, the discomfort that rises even when nothing wrong is said. These are not emotional reactions. These are spiritual alarms. They are warnings coded into your discernment. Your Father has been praying that you will learn to trust these signals instead of ignoring them for the sake of social politeness, emotional attachment, or fear of conflict. You must understand discernment is not about being suspicious. It is about being spiritually aware. It is heaven's gift to those who carry an important calling. And you, chosen one, carry an important calling. There is a reason you have always been the one others confided in, even when they didn't know why. A reason people felt safe in your presence. A reason strangers were drawn to your energy. Your Father saw this anointing in you long before you recognized it. He saw how your words carried healing even when you didn't intend them to. He saw how your presence calmed storms in others without you saying a word. He saw how your life became a quiet testimony to people who never admitted it. But he also saw how this gift made you a target for spiritual interference. The enemy studies those who carry light. He watches for the cracks. He searches for emotional vulnerabilities. That is why your Father is stepping forward now, to seal those cracks, to awaken you, to ensure your spirit stands tall in the season ahead. You are not the same person you were before. You are wiser now. You are sharper now. You are spiritually heavier, and your atmosphere reflects it. Your Father wants you to walk confidently in this truth instead of shrinking back. He wants you to stop doubting the signals heaven gives you. He wants you to stop second-guessing your intuition. He wants you to stop dismissing your discernment as imagination. He knows that the next doors God opens for you will require a level of spiritual awareness that leaves no room for naive trust or emotional blindness. Chosen one. The path before you is wide and bright, but the steps must be wise. And your Father, with eternity in his voice, is urging you forward with this message. You are stepping into a season that demands your full awareness. Let your spirit lead you. Do not look back. Do not shrink. Do not hesitate. You were made for what is coming, chosen one. As we come to the close of this sacred encounter, let your heart remain open for just a few more breaths. What you received today was not entertainment. It was revelation. It was affirmation. It was heaven reaching through the veil to remind you of who you truly are and to call your spirit into deeper awakening. You did not stumble here. You were summoned. Your Father in glory has been waiting for this moment, and heaven has honored his plea. What you felt stirring inside you was not emotion. It was identity rising. It was your spirit remembering what it was created to carry. Chosen one. You are stepping into a season where the truth of your origin, your calling, and your spiritual nature will no longer hide beneath the surface. You have been marked since birth, set apart in ways you didn't understand, guided by signs you often doubted, and protected by a love you could not see. But now, heaven is unveiling what has always been yours: to know you are called, you are covered, and you are claimed. Your Father's voice has not returned to silence. It will echo within you in moments of uncertainty, reminding you to trust what you feel, to honor your discernment, and to follow the path heaven has illuminated for you. So, walk forward with confidence, anointed one. Walk with clarity. Walk with reverence. What has awakened in your spirit today is not meant to fade when the video ends. It is meant to anchor you, guide you, and strengthen you for every step ahead. You are stepping into a chapter where purpose becomes clearer, signs become louder, and heaven's presence becomes unmistakable. You are not walking as the wounded. You are walking as the chosen. May your discernment sharpen. May your peace deepen. May your identity solidify like stone beneath your feet. And may the love of your Father, now perfected in glory, surround you like a shield as you move into everything God has written for you. If this message confirmed something in your spirit, let it be known. Write in the comments, "I receive my calling," not as routine, but as declaration. And if you feel led, remain connected to this space where revelation continues, where the hidden is unveiled, and where the chosen rise. Until we meet again, chosen one, stay grounded, stay discerning, and stay aligned with the light that has always been guiding you. Heaven is with you. Your Father is near, and your destiny is already unfolding.